Hi, beautiful. Welcome to my channel. I am super excited for this video because it's going to be all about intuition and different fun things that you can do every single day that will make it really enjoyable for you, really strengthen that bond, that relationship you have with your intuition. You can really make it your own. It's going to not only expand your consciousness, but of course, intuition is the key to so many things. It really opens doors to creating our reality. It really expands our spiritual gifts, and it just puts us in more of an abundant, healed, magical mindset versus that kind of fear and lack mindset that we can kind of be in energetically when, say, maybe we're more in our ego and less connected from our intuition. So I'm excited too because I think there's going to be something in here for everyone, whether you are a beginner or maybe you are looking to expand your spiritual gifts a little bit more and you're a little bit more advanced, but you want to make it fun and playful again. So let's get into the first couple of things that I do regularly almost every single day to strengthen my intuition is I play with cards a lot. Now, if you're a beginner, I would just get some of the regular playing cards. I would start out just laying a few down on a table. And what you're going to do is kind of go into a meditative state. You want to close your eyes, visualize that bright light, visualize a bright light at the end of the tunnel, and you can do that in your third eye, in your mind's eye. Sometimes I even visualize it coming from my heart space and just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's just a really good way to prep yourself before you get into the practices and starting to work with the cards and your intuition. So you'll just want to guess, the color, whether it's red or black, just keeping it a bit more simple. If you go with regular playing cards, I think is going to be really helpful. You can guess the different suits. There's lots that you can do as a beginner. And so now I want to share something that I do that is a little bit more advanced. So let's get into that. So something that I really love to do to strengthen my intuition and is a little bit more advanced than using regular playing cards is I use tarot cards. So I'm going to show you really quick mine or my favorite deck. So I have my own tarot deck. I love tarot. I love to watch tarot. I also use that as a way to strengthen my intuition, but I will make another video about that. So the way that I use my tarot cards as a practice in terms of working on my intuition is similar thing. I will shuffle the cards, obviously, and lay them out on a hard surface upside down so I can't see them. And I will sometimes, I'll put my hand on the card and try to feel the energy that way. But you can touch them or not, whatever you feel guided to do. But essentially what you want to do is just see what comes through. And the way that I started out was asking questions, because sometimes, and especially with the tarot cards, there can be anything on there, right? And sometimes they're really artistic and beautiful, and there can be a lot going on the card. But once you get a little bit more advanced, that's also what makes it really, really fun as you get better and as your gift gets stronger as well. And so I would ask things like, okay, do I see any shapes? Are triangles coming to mind? Circles? Like what am I seeing maybe a male or a female, or maybe I'm not really picking up on people, you know, am I, you can say like, you know, because there's the different suits as well. Am I seeing more like what element, fire, water, earth, air? You can say, how does the card feel, you know, like what emotions are coming through with this card, and you just write down everything that comes to you. And the trick is because actually your consciousness, it sees things before you do. Like, you have spidey senses for real, and working with your intuition is actually going to show you that. So let's get into this just a little bit further. Now, once you get a little bit further and it gets a little bit stronger, and in particular, if you use this exercise and end up getting your own deck and kind of use it to strengthen your intuition, it gets very, very fun. You won't need to prep yourself with questions as much. And just to give you something to look forward to, I'm at a point now where basically almost the whole visual of the card comes through now, and it does get to that point. And try not to worry about getting it wrong in the beginning. It doesn't matter. It is simply your ego just wanting to protect you emotionally, because it is very natural to want to be right. And it's also really good exercise, just as another point, for your manifestations, for example, because detachment is so important when it comes to your manifestations and just being happy in the process, right? And really wanting to be right, or wondering why XYZ isn't here yet, is a really easy way to create lack and resistance, which keeps you from receiving mode, which is really what we're supposed to be in. So I like it because building your intuition, and the more you do it, the more you get over that need, that desire to be right, and you actually make your ego really safe in the process as well. Like, it's okay, I get that, you know, I want to be right. Of course, I want to get it right, and that's okay. And my ego is just protecting me emotionally, but it's okay because we're growing all the time, and my intuition is getting stronger all the time, and my relationship is with it as well. So let's get into the next thing. Another thing that I do is I use whatever is going on in my schedule that I can actually use to work with. Any kind of errands, going to the grocery store. And here's what I do. So before I leave to go to the grocery store, I set certain intentions. I say, I want to see my dream truck, or I want to see my dream truck in white, or I want to see a moving truck on the way there. And then once I get to the grocery store I use a lot, actually, and it has really helped me to the point where I actually really only get what I need from the store for a few days, just so I have an excuse to go to the grocery store and use it to strengthen my intuition and just put in some practice and some work. And so, for instance, when I am going to the grocery store, I always say that I want to see someone wearing all white when I walk in, like an all white jumpsuit. And when I get in the grocery store, I want to see specific balloons. You know, I want to see animals on balloons, or, you know, I've gotten to a point where I get specific with it, or, you know, I want to see someone buying purple flowers. You know, there's tons of things that you can do, and y'all, it makes it really fun and something boring like going to the grocery store actually really fulfilling and incredible, because again, like the stronger the relationship gets, the better your intentions. Well, your intentions are important, right? But the stronger your intuition gets, the more mind-blowing it gets, and it's just not something that you want to miss out on. So on that note, I want to bring up one more thing. All right, so the last couple of things that I want to mention, and why I bring up doing easy things like going to the grocery store or playing cards to strengthen your intuition and your relationship with your consciousness, is because consistency and repetition are everything. And because we were exposed to a lot of heavy programming, and it can be really tangly and difficult to get out of, and something that even just 5 to 10 minutes a day, or using playing cards or a grocery store trip, can absolutely change your life over time, and not even that long. It's actually like really incredible the power that we hold when we start to change. And again, just consistency and repetition are going to be your absolute best friends when it comes to strengthening your intuition. And I think it's important because strengthening your intuition, it has the power to change everything. Because, and I'm going to bring up actually something from Cat Williams, because I saw the coolest clip from him when he was describing his relationship with God, and it just resonated with me so much. And he was talking about how cool it is because, you know, the more you communicate, the more you work on it, the stronger that relationship gets. And it's special because only you are going to know if it's working. It's a gift that is special just for you. Only you're going to know if it's working. And also, working on these things, again, it just takes you out of fear and lack, and instead puts you in the energetic place, the emotional and mental state that you are supposed to be in, which is actually one of abundance and healing. So on that note, I want to mention one last thing, which is that you are 100% the creator of your reality. And if you have more questions about what it can look like if you expand your consciousness and work on your gifts, I would also really recommend watching this documentary called Superhuman. And again, we're talking about like regular people who are learning to do things like read blindfolded. And again, the whole point is that your intuition and your consciousness sees before you do. And so again, the stronger that relationship gets, the better it gets, period. And the more that it is going to flow over into all areas of your life, because again, like, you're changing yourself on a cellular level. You're going from, you know, lack and fear and maybe ego to abundance and love and your cup running over and all that stuff that we all deserve and want. So yeah, that's going to be all from me for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe if I feel like tribe. Anything you need to know about me is going to be in the About section. I've got some amazing resources there if you are interested in affiliate marketing, passive income, ascension codes, light codes. If you get the book, read it more than once, you do get new codes every time you read it. If this was helpful, also, like, please do comment. I would love to make more videos like this, giving actual examples of how I strengthen my intuition, and I really use everything in my life that I can in order to strengthen that bond, expand my relationship with God and my consciousness and my spiritual gifts. And so again, I hope this was all helpful, and I love you so much, and I am wishing you nothing but wish fulfillment, good health, and just all the best things.